Forgotten, not erased, like you erased me from your journal. Forgive me, Pete. I did erase you from my notebook, but not from my heart. Pete, I love you. Here, listen to this letter I wrote. I bet you remember getting it. It's proof of my love for you. Dear Pete, darling son, I can almost see you drowsing and nodding last Sunday going home late at 7th Street. I'm telling you something deep about the heavenly bodies, and in the midst of it all, I look around, find you fast asleep. Your head on my shoulder like a chunk of wood, an awful compliment to my lecturing powers. Good night, Pete. Good night, my darling son. Here is a kiss for you, dear boy, on the paper here, a good long one. I imagine you with your arm around my neck saying, good night, Walt. And me, good night, Pete. Pete, never doubt my love. 'Tisn't that I doubt your love, Walt. I told this to Buck. Don't doubt my love. Walt, I still have his sweater here. I now and then put it on, lay down, and think I'm in the old times. Then he is with me again. When I get it on and stretch out on the old sofa, I am very well contented. 'Tis like Aladdin's lamp. I do not ever for a minute lose him, the old man. When I am in trouble, in a crisis, I ask myself, what would Walt have done under these circumstances? And whatever I decide Walt would have done, that I do. Pete, do you remember during my first paralysis, you used to come to my garret room, make up my bed, enliven me, chat with me for an hour or so, or go out and get those medicines Dr. Drinkard had ordered for you. Yes. As I grow older, Pete, these lazy and listless spells grow frequenter and stronger upon me. And then sometimes I don't do anything at all, especially those things I ought to do, like write to you. But I often think of you, boy, and let that make it up. I think you like leaving me waiting for you, Walt. Pete, do you remember when I used to wait for you? And we'd come home together then late on the streetcar, or at the 7th Street Market chatting or eating those nice muskmelons. Yeah, then you moved to Camden. I have a cheap lot here in Camden, a small 3-room house for myself. You should have never gone, Walt. My darling boy, my darling son, please do not be unhappy for me. I hope and trust that things may work out so that we can yet be with each other. How's that going to happen if I'm working the railroad? Well, at least from time to time. And in the meantime, you keep on. Try to do right. Keep living the same square life you always have and maintain as cheerful a heart as possible. It is not so easy after me mother passed, Walt. I buried her on my birthday, right next to my brother in the Congressional Cemetery, 12 years and 1 day after your mother passed. I know you came to visit me the very next day, but what happened to you after that? What do you mean? You stopped coming by. You'd like to know why I stopped coming by. I stopped coming by. Well, what happened? Mrs. Davis, she turned me away. Turned you away? Ignore her. She is my housekeeper, not my guard dog. What? I refuse?